Former President Barack Obama led the transition of politically activating people into being the left's useful idiots.
We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
And Beijing Biden's regime has taken off the buffers and forced through pretty much everything the far left had wanted to do to destabilize the U.S. since, at the very least, the 1950s. Part of that transition has been the left embracing all of the U.S.'s longtime adversaries. Folks, it didn't end with Obama, because if the reports are true, and it seems like they very well could be, the politicians are selling out our country again. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me one more time while they still allow you to hear what I have to say. For MRC-TV, I'm Kangadis. Before I begin, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble. Non-corporate content creators are being banished from society left and right, so why not use a platform that at the very least hasn't censored our content yet? Now, on with the show. I'm not going to waste your time, so let's get right into it. The Blaze's Chris Enlow did a great job of sifting through the garbage elitists preached to you from their ivory tower New York Times and their article about leaked audio of Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. As Enlow pointed out, quote, "Buried at the bottom of the Times story, the newspaper reported the audio revealed that Kerry had disclosed sensitive intelligence about Israel to Zarif. The report did not provide additional context. However, the story indicated that Zarif was astonished that Kerry would provide him with such information." Unquote. All right. So what information did Enlow write about that the Times reported? It was brief, but it was obviously either important enough for the Times to include in their story, or it was the now usual whoopsie that stupid leftist journalists accidentally report on, not thinking about the ramifications of said information. In the leaked audio, here's what the Times reported that Zarif said Kerry told him. Quote, "Former Secretary of State John Kerry informed him that Israel had attacked Iranian interests in Syria at least 200 times. To his astonishment, Mr. Zarif said." Unquote. Of course, within a matter of hours, literally, the New York Times had to play defense for the Biden regime by printing a subsequent article about how Kerry says he never said what Zarif said he had told him. Quote, "I can tell you that this story and these allegations are unequivocally false. This never happened, either when I was Secretary of State or since." Unquote. As you can see, a Washington Post reporter publicly played defense for Kerry by going after conservatives who criticized Kerry for the alleged comments he made to Zarif, even digging up a 2018 Reuters article that stated a similar comment to the one Zarif said Kerry told him. Okay, all that said, pay attention to a point Kerry made in his defensive tweet. Quote, "This never happened, either when I was Secretary of State or since." Unquote. Now, Kerry was Secretary of State during Obama's second term. That means, if we're going by Kerry's own words, that he says that he never had any nefarious dealings with the Iranians since 2013. However, let's look at Washington Post reporter John Hudson's tweet one more time. Hudson never denied that Kerry told Zarif what he allegedly did about Israel. And in fact, look at the second sentence Hudson writes in his initial tweet. Quote, "State Department spokesperson noted that those strikes had already been disclosed by a government in the region." Unquote. So not only is there audio of Kerry allegedly telling Zarif about the actions of the Israelis, but this Washington Post reporter confirms what Kerry supposedly told Zarif by saying that the State Department already confirmed that the actions in question happened. Now, this leaked audio escapade aside, Kerry and the remnants of the Obama administration, who ironically run the country again, reportedly colluded with Iran to foil then-President Donald Trump's diplomacy with the country. According to a recent article by the Washington Times, Trump was apparently attempting to, quote, "diffuse escalating tension with Tehran," unquote, when those from the Obama administration soiled any relationship Trump could have possibly had with the Iranians to try and ease said tension. Now, I'm not going to wax poetic on this one. Here's what the article reported back in February. This is important, so stay with me here. Quote, "Iran's smooth English-speaking foreign minister, Mohammad Javad Zarif, met with Robert Malley, who was President Obama's Middle East advisor in an apparent bid to undermine the Trump team and lay the groundwork for post-Trump relations. The attempt at counter-diplomacy offers a window into the deep relationships Mr. Zarif forged with influential U.S. liberals over the past decade. These relationships blossomed into what high-level national security and intelligence sources say allowed the Iranian regime to bypass Mr. Trump and work directly with Obama administration veterans that Tehran hoped would soon return to power in Washington. One of those was former Secretary of State John F. Kerry, who met with Mr. Zarif during the Trump years. So did Obama-era Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz. They, along with Mr. Malley, were top U.S. negotiators of the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or the JCPOA. As part of the deal, Tehran promised to limit its nuclear enrichment activities in exchange for economic sanctions relief and access to tens of billions of dollars in frozen bank accounts. Mr. Kerry and Mr. Malley are now in the Biden administration, Mr. Kerry as a climate advisor and Mr. Malley poised to play a major role in U.S.-Iranian relations from his perch as special envoy for Iran policy at the State Department, unquote. Now, I don't know how much more I need to say about Kerry, the never-ending Obama regime, and Iran, but I'm probably gonna. Just take a look at the countries that the Obama administration made deals with and cozied up to, all the usual suspects that outwardly hate the United States. Communist Cuba, who was rewarded by the Obama administration with financial windfalls. Communist China, of which Obama and Biden lackeys reportedly made billions of dollars off of through trade, including billionaires Tom Steyer and George Soros. Quote, the admissions were revealed in Clinton Cash author Peter Schweizer's new book, Secret Empire, which found a pattern of investments in coal, offshore mining, and for-profit universities that closely tracked the Obama administration's regulatory policy changes. Billionaire activists Tom Steyer and George Soros were among the beneficiaries, unquote. And of course, the totalitarian regime of Iran, which saw the Obama regime send almost $2 billion to the country that routinely wishes death to America and burns American flags on its parliament floor. Not only that, but even Politico reported on how the Iran nuclear deal Obama made reportedly let the, quote, billion-dollar criminal enterprise, unquote, of Hezbollah, Politico's words, not mine, quote, unquote, off the hook. And just remember, the former Obama and current Biden regime puppets did meet with Zarif during the Trump administration after Trump's withdrawal from the Iran deal. Quote, sources said it's likely that Mr. Malley urged Iranian officials to wait out the Trump presidency with the expectation that a Democratic administration in 2021 would restore Obama-era policy, unquote. So while we can't definitively say that those who made deals in the Obama regime or benefited from those deals were actively working against the interests of the United States, we can confidently say that their actions, which have continued during the current Biden regime, certainly should be raising red flags for anyone who can put two and two together, and not in a Common Core way. So what's your take on all this? Am I making any sense? Were these things that needed to be said? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, share, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook and check out more of our work at MRCTV.org. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.